Hello, everyone. I think the recording has started now. My name is Marius, and I'm very pleased to be invited to speak for you guys. I would prefer being there with you in Sweden, but things doesn't always go as you want. But I'll try to do it here on a video presentation. It feels a bit weird having a meeting by yourself, waiting for people to join, but it is what it is. Let's see if I can share the screen. This is not my first try, if anyone's wondering. There we go. All right. So I'm a PhD candidate at the Department of Neuromedicine and Movement Science and the Faculty of Medicine and Health Science at the NTNU Trondheim, which is in Norway. I was wondering if I was or discussing with myself if I should do it in English or Norwegian, maybe Swedish, but I chose English because most Swedish people are not that good in understanding Norwegian. So my the name of my PhD project is the energy expenditure and its associations with heart rate, accelerometry, demographic and disability-related characteristics in wheelchair users during free living activities. This is kind of a wide concept, and it's part of a bigger group or a project that we call the Digital Wheelchair Project, which is a collaboration where we try to estimate energy expenditure in different types of disabilities and characteristics for people in wheelchairs. And I'll explain a bit more on that while I present some of our group. So we're trying to create an algorithm or a device that can estimate energy expenditure accurately in wheelchair users. And this is me. Let's see if I can fix a laser pointer here. All right. So this is me. I'm kind of in charge of the data collection and the physiological part of the collaboration. This is Julia. She's also a part of the Department of Neuromedicine and Movement Science at NTNU. And my co-supervisors, Berit Burok at St. Olav's Hospital, and Matthijs, which is a co-supervisor from Synos Sykehus, Matthijs Voda. We also have collaborators that only did data collections, such as Vemmen and Roy, and master students in collaborations with the University of Maastricht, doing some studies on the physiological data as well. On the left, we have the machine learning crew, or Roya, who is a PhD candidate and supervised by Damiano. And they're part of the Department of Engineering Cybernetics, which also is NTNU. And they've included several master students and even bachelor students that is doing some studies and trying to make or create this algorithm through data processing. In addition, we have some stakeholders such as Sunnaas-stiftelsen, Beito Stern Helsesportsenter, Lars, which is a spinal cord injury Landsforening, and St. Olav's Hospital. We also have innovation manager Vikram included in the algorithm creation, and some biomechanical studies created by Cecilia and Jürgen with master students to look at some movement data on wheelchair users as well. I don't know how much time I have, but I'll try to be a bit faster because I think it's 15 minutes in total, and yeah. So the digital wheelchair or DigiWe project, our aim is to develop a concept for estimating energy expenditure in wheelchair users with different disabilities during rest and free living activities. Our target group are manual wheelchair users between the age of 18 and 60. And for some background on why we started this study, as you probably know, obesity is a growing problem or a continuous problem within the wheelchair user group. And the balancing of energy intake and expenditure is an essential tool for counteracting weight-related health risks. But the correct measuring or tracking of energy expenditure is not easy, and criterion measurements of energy expenditure is both time consuming and very lab restricted, and additionally quite expensive. Although through new technology are we continuously discovering more affordable and practical ways to control and manage our general health, and thus including the energy balance. And I think most of us, if we kind of look at our arm, we have some kind of watch or on our phone, some kind of tracking of our health or daily activity. Some challenges that we are facing, or the science or the research is facing, is the high heterogeneity, both in the wheelchair user group as a whole, dividing them also a lot from ambulatory people in the means of resting energy expenditure or physical activity energy expenditure. And also a high heterogeneity within activities. And some studies have tried to do make a model or algorithm to estimate the energy expenditure, such as Hidemat et al. And they used PAMS wrist with a mean percentage error of -5 plus minus 32%, which is a very high variance that might reflect the heterogeneity in the group, but also the activities. The device accuracy, the devices that are used now doesn't accurately measure what we want them to, and lose a lot of important factors that we want to kind of assess. Such as, for example, the Nightingale et al. Use ActiHeart with a mean absolute percentage error of 16.8% and a quite high variance there as well. There are also some commercially available watches. These first ones are more research graded, and Moreno et al. Used the Apple Watch and had absolute percentage error of like no results below 26% of mean absolute percentage error. So this complex problem of estimating energy expenditure is kind of what we want to look more into, and the way we want to do it is kind of going from the indoor testing with high precision and a lot of good data quality using like gold standard measurements like indirect calorimetry or OCUS quality systems for movement data, and then kind of go through over to daily life by some semi-standardized activities and measurements as well. And when we go into daily life with better functionality and easier measurements, we kind of lose some of the accuracy. We want to see how we can make this like ascension from top to bottom and back again to kind of find a good solution on it. So this is the work packages we use. We have the first work package, which is a kind of a standardized environment with age and gender and body mass fed into with information, type of disability, and doing physiological data. Also doing some mechanical data on the work package 2 in a standardized environment in the lab. Taking this into the work package 4, which is kind of the more analytical processing and algorithm creating part, and taking this algorithm that we might create from the data and making a less lab restricted device that can be tested in daily life and then go back to processing, and if needed we can include more data as well, with the end product being a commercially available algorithm that estimates accurately and allows wheelchair users to like measure and control their own energy expenditure in daily life. We have an ongoing first collection. We try to match each group, both in age, body mass, body height. These charts are made from earlier when we had 10 wheelchair users and 20 able-bodied. Now we have 37, but the charts have not been updated yet. The methods in our first study is we performed 3 test days on 0.5, 2.5, and 5% inclines. Each day has a lying rest, seated rest, and warm-up. And 3 stages of 4 minutes, increasing in speed. Just for these presentations, I included the speeds for the 2.5% day, and we see that we chose speeds based on both sex but also disability. So here you can see one test day in the lab with a safety harness in front of the treadmill and the participant rolling with their own wheelchair. So the project status, as for now, we've collected data for 37 out of 40 participants. We have, with preliminary results, found a promising algorithm for, that still is being evolved, but it's showing some promising results, and hopefully we'll get even better when we implement the latest of our data. And we're planning a secondary data collection, hopefully to test the algorithm after New Year's as well. So that was all I had. Hopefully I'll be there to answer questions on Thursday, but I'm not sure that I have the time. If I'm not there, please don't be scared to contact me, because I appreciate all comments, and if somebody wants to discuss or criticize, it's fine as well. So just contact me on this email. Thanks for having me, and I really appreciate you guys taking the time. Thank you.